Trump's Easter bombshell. Is it a step forward for Greater Israel? Only time will tell. Trump's explosive Easter ultimatum. Trump declares power plant day and bridge day.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mads Reporter. On April 5th, 2026, Easter Sunday, American President Donald Trump posted a strong and controversial message on X. He warned Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz immediately or face severe military action. The tone? Extremely blunt, even aggressive. If such actions are justified or normalized by major global powers, it risks setting a dangerous precedent, one where escalation becomes policy and long-standing geopolitical ambitions, including visions like a Greater Israel, could gain momentum under the cover of conflict. But because Trump said it on Easter Day, a major Christian holiday, it sparked global debate, confusion, and criticism. Some saw it as symbolic, others saw it as provocative. Either way, the message made one thing very clear. The situation is serious.
Why the Strait of Hormuz matters. Let's simplify this. Think of the Strait of Hormuz as one of the most important highways in the world. Not for cars, but for oil. About 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow waterway. That means countries across the globe depend on it, including the US, Europe, and Asia. Now here's the problem. Iran has restricted access to this route during the ongoing conflict, and when that happens, oil prices go up, fuel becomes expensive, food and goods cost more. So even if you live far away from the Middle East, this still affects your daily life.
The threat explained Trump's warning is meant to pressure Iran into reopening the strait. But here's where it gets controversial. He threatened to target power plants, bridges now. These are not just military targets. Power plants supply electricity to homes, hospitals, water systems. Bridges are used to transport food, medicine, civilians. So if these are hit, millions of ordinary people could suffer. And that's why experts are raising serious concerns.
Is this legal? Under international law, especially the Geneva Conventions, there are clear rules during war. Two important ones. Armies must separate military targets from civilians. Civilians must never be directly targeted. So the big question is, would attacking power plants and bridges break these rules? Some legal experts say yes, especially if civilians are heavily affected.
Article 48 requires parties to distinguish between the civilian population and combatants and only attack military objectives. Also, Article 51 adds that civilians shall not be the object of attack.
All attacks are supposed to avoid harming civilians and focus strictly on military targets. This is why many legal experts and global organizations are warning that such actions could cross dangerous legal and ethical lines.
The Sachs controversy, adding even more fuel to the fire. Economist Jeffrey Sachs made headlines this week. He claimed that forensic psychiatrists have previously assessed Trump as showing psychopathic traits. He used strong words like impulsive, paranoid, megalomaniac. Now, it's important to understand, this is a highly controversial opinion, not a confirmed medical diagnosis. Supporters of Trump dismiss it as political criticism. Critics say it raises concerns about decision-making during crises. Either way, it has intensified the debate around this situation.
Rising global tension. This is no longer just the US-Iran issue. Countries like China, Russia, India are all watching closely. Why? Because any disruption in oil supply affects their economies too. Higher oil prices can lead to inflation, economic slowdown, global instability. So this situation could impact the entire world economy.
Military, tension, and rescue mission. At the same time, military operations are ongoing. Recently, the US successfully rescued two airmen from a downed F-15E fighter jet inside Iranian territory. This shows how intense the situation already is. We're not just talking about threats. We're already in active conflict.
What happens next? Meanwhile, Iran has rejected the ultimatum, calling it unlawful and aggressive. Its leadership argues that giving in to such pressure would weaken its position and encourage future demands. This creates a difficult situation where neither side wants to appear weak, increasing the risk of further escalation.
What makes this crisis especially dangerous is how everything is interconnected now. A military decision in one region is now affecting fuel prices, economies, and political stability across the globe. Diplomacy is still happening behind the scenes, but ongoing military threats make it harder to build trust or reach agreements.
Now the world is watching one key question. Will Iran reopen the Strait of Hormuz? If yes, tensions could ease quickly. If not, then the U.S. opened the gates of hell. This could turn into a much larger conflict, possibly involving multiple countries. Final thought. This situation shows how fragile global peace really is. One decision, one message, one strike can change everything. Right now, diplomacy is still happening behind the scenes. But the risk is clear. What started as a regional conflict could quickly become a global crisis. Drop your thoughts below. Stay informed. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to our channel Maz Reporter. Like, bell icon. Thanks for watching. Peace.